Hi. So, this is gonna be a video talking about everything I didn't talk about in my 14 and pregnant video. I'm sorry about the gum chewing, and I'm sorry of how ratchet I was acting. I wasn't planning on posting that video. It was just kind of like I was trying to play a character, but a lot of people had questions, so I'm here to explain it a little more, I guess, better, so that way you guys can get a brief understanding on everything I went through. And yeah, so people think that I had it easy, that I got pregnant because I was over here like hopping from guy to guy, when in reality I'm gonna be honest, I thought that I was with the right person because I'm not sure. I've never been in like a serious relationship. So that's what I thought. And the way I found out I was pregnant, back then I got involved with the wrong crowd. I would smoke, drink, sneak out. Like, I don't condone that. I don't think that shit's cool. I don't think that that's what teenagers should do. And obviously if you do it, then I can't tell you not to do it, but you know, I used to do that stuff, and you know, I regret it so much. One time I snuck out. I got in a fist fight with Xavier's father. I say that very lightly because I don't consider him my son's father. My son's father is Daniel. That's who I consider my son's father. But Daniel is not the one who put his hands on me. I got in a fist fight with my son's father. I say that so lightly because this boy does not deserve the title of being a father. I got hit with a toolbox. I got hit with a brick. And this was all over, you know, something so stupid. And I was fighting for self-defense. He was fighting to actually hurt me. Apparently he knew I was pregnant. I didn't know until after. So I ended up with bruises, my eyes, I had scratches on my face, I had a bunch of my hair pulled. He had a concussion because, like, I fought back. Once I left that fist fight, I started walking home. I was like speed walking, and I crossed the light. So the way I crossed the light was, the light had the walking sign, so it was good for me to walk. This was a long crosswalk. So I started walking, and I was kind of limping because, well, I just got hit with a brick on my thigh. I can't remember. I think it was my thigh. It was somewhere that like messed up my leg. So I was kind of limping. And it turns to like the flashing red stop sign. And I was trying to get across, and then it stops completely. But I was almost across, so then I started to like try and run. When I tried to run, this car was coming up. I thought they were gonna stop. They passed, like, they were too close, and I knew they weren't gonna stop. So they hit me, and I literally bounced off the front of their car to like the next crosswalk, basically. I got hit really hard. So they get out of their vehicle, you know, they asked me if I'm okay. I was bleeding on the floor. What a great question to ask. At least they were being sweet. They called the cops. They called the ambulance. The cops came. They told me to relax because it's not serious, but I was so scared. I've never gotten hit by a car. I was just so, like, you know. I went in the ambulance. I was shaking because I didn't know what was happening. At this point, I didn't think that I was gonna live. I didn't want to live. Like, at this point, this is where I felt like I really just wanted, there's nothing for me to live for. There's nothing I can do with my life. I was just done. I was hoping that this car, like, I was hoping I was gonna bleed out, hoping this car just would kill me. And that's hard for me to say because, you know, now I have something to live for, and I'm so happy that I was given another chance to redo my life, to fix my life and make sure that I'm not gonna do the same mistakes again. I was in the hospital and they asked me when my last menstrual period was. I didn't know. I didn't remember at that point. So when I said I didn't know, they decided to do a pregnancy test, I think, because I told them I needed a pee, and they took a urine sample. And once my mom left the room, because they called my mom, and she thought it was a prank. She thought we were joking about it, so she went to the wrong hospital. So she went to the hospital I was at, and they told her to just wait in the lobby. So they came in and they told me that I was pregnant, and I started screaming and crying, and I had thoughts of not keeping it. I told them I wasn't going to keep it. I didn't want to keep it. So they gave me a list for abortion clinics. When I got home, I didn't tell anybody that I was pregnant. I hid the forms. And then my mom saw that there was a vaginal ultrasound on the summary. So she didn't understand why that was. And I tried to hide it, saying I didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So she got curious, and then she started asking me about, like, why she wasn't buying me pads, or, like, you know, why I'm feeling, like, pain in my back. And she asked me, are you pregnant? I would always deny it because at the same time I didn't accept it myself, and I didn't accept it till I gave birth. And, you know, she bought a pregnancy test. She made me take it in front of her, and of course it came out positive. My mom told me she was gonna support me, but then she was listening to my brother, and my brother told me to give it up for adoption. I didn't listen to my brother. I didn't listen to my mom. I didn't listen to nobody because it was my choice, and I chose to keep my son. And I'm so happy I did. Xavier is the best thing that's ever happened to me, and he's sleeping right now, right there. And I went through a lot of shit. A lot of things before I gave birth. Like, you know, it was pretty hard to deal with a lot of that. I'm so happy that I have someone who cares about me, who cares about Xavier, who cares about our future, instead of trying to force me into drinking and smoking and partying. This person tries to bring me up, and, like, I love this person. And I hope Daniel doesn't get mad at me for making this video because he hates when I talk about my past. But I just want to thank, if you are watching this, Daniel, I want to thank you for everything. I want to thank you for loving me. I want to thank you for loving my son. And I want to thank you that you stuck by me through everything. You stuck by me while I was in the hospital. You stuck by me, like, through everything. You helped me with the baby. You seem to care about the baby a lot. And I'm so thankful for you. I swear to God, you make me feel like if I could do anything, dude. So that was my pregnancy story. The symptoms I got was, like, my first trimester, I've been throwing up. I was throwing up until I was 5 months. And then I, the second trimester was a little more easier for me, just a lot of like, I guess, fatigue. Like, I just fell asleep a lot. Third trimester, it was all good. Like, I didn't have any problems until I had given birth. So that was the worst. Like, contractions are the worst pain ever. So yeah, that was my remake of my 14 and pregnant story. Hopefully you got more clearance than what the other one did. The other one, I was acting ghetto. I was basically trying to play a comedian character, but that just, I'm kind of like that, but I did all that on purpose. And I just thought you guys needed like actual closure, because some people were interested in the story. So this is, I hope, the full story. Hopefully answers all your questions. And I want to tell you guys I love you so much, and thank you guys for supporting my channel, supporting me as a person. And you guys genuinely mean the absolute world to me. I have a job now. I have a car. Like, I'm honestly so blessed that you guys literally could make this happen. And I'm not saying that your money is the reason I love you. I'm saying is because I have so many supporters out there, and so many people who genuinely care about my son and care about like my well-being, and it means so much to me. I don't care about money. I don't care about fame, I say that very lightly because I'm not that known, but I just care that people get to hear my story and people get to understand how it is to be a teen mom. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your view. I hope you like me. Subscribe, like. Whoa. Okay. Bye, guys.